1. These are the words of Enoch's blessing, which he spoke over the righteous and the chosen ones who will be present on the appointed day of tribulation, a day set for the removal of the wicked and the ungodly. 2. Enoch began his account, saying, "A righteous man had his eyes opened by the Lord, and he beheld a holy vision in the heavens, which the angels revealed to him. I heard their words and perceived the meaning of what I saw. Yet, this vision is not meant for this present generation but for a distant one that is yet to come." 3. I spoke concerning the chosen one and declared a parable about them. The holy and mighty one shall come forth from his dwelling place. 4. The eternal God shall descend upon Mount Sinai, appearing with his heavenly host. In the majesty of his power, he will reveal himself from the heavens. 5. All shall be struck with fear, the watchers will tremble, and dread will seize them to the farthest ends of the earth. 6. The lofty mountains shall quake, and the high hills shall be brought low. They will melt like wax before a blazing flame. 7. The earth itself shall collapse, and all that is upon it shall be destroyed. Judgment will come upon all people, including the righteous. 8. But to the righteous, he will grant peace. He will safeguard the chosen, showering them with mercy. They will belong fully to God, thriving in his blessing, and the divine light shall shine upon them. 9. Behold, he comes with tens of thousands of his holy ones to execute judgment upon all. He will annihilate the ungodly and convict all flesh for the sins committed against him by the wicked and the rebellious. Enoch, a pre-flood patriarch, great-grandfather of Noah, known for walking with God and being taken into heaven. Mount Sinai, a significant biblical mountain where Moses received the 10 Commandments. Watchers, a group of fallen angels mentioned in ancient Jewish texts. The Chosen One, a messianic figure representing divine justice and salvation. Chapter 2. 1. Contemplate all the events in the sky, how the lights in the heavens do not alter their courses, how each one rises and sets in perfect order at its appointed time, never deviating from the law set for them. 2. Observe the earth and gain understanding from the work that is carried out upon it, from the beginning to the end, for no act of God ever changes as it is revealed. 3. Reflect on the summer and the winter, how the entire earth is sustained by water, and how the clouds, dew, and rain rest upon it in their due season. Sky, the celestial expanse where the sun, moon, and stars move in ordained paths. Earth, the physical world created and sustained by God. Summer and winter, the divinely established cycles of seasons demonstrating God's order and provision. Chapter 3. 1. Contemplate and observe how all the trees seem to wither, and how all their leaves are shed, except for the 14 trees, which do not lose their leaves. These trees remain with their old leaves until the new ones emerge after 2 or 3 years. Trees, representing the natural world, symbolizing cycles of growth, change, and preservation. 14 trees, possibly symbolic of certain trees or divine symbols that maintain their life cycle longer than others. Chapter 4. 1. And again, reflect on the days of summer, how at its onset the sun is high above. You seek refuge in shade because of the intense heat from the sun, and the earth is scorched with burning heat. You are unable to walk upon the earth or on a rock due to the overwhelming heat. Chapter 5. 1. Contemplate how the trees are covered with green leaves and bear fruit. Understand, in regard to all things, and recognize how he who lives forever made all these things for you. 2. And how his works are before him each passing year, and all his works serve him and do not change, everything is done as God has decreed. 3. Consider how the seas and rivers together fulfill their appointed tasks. 4. Yet you have not persevered in nor observed the law of the Lord. Instead, you have transgressed, speaking proud and harsh words with your impure mouths against his majesty. You, who are hard of heart, you will not find peace. 5. Because of this, you will curse your days, and the years of your life will be destroyed. The eternal curse will grow, and you will not receive mercy. 6. In those days, you will turn your name into an eternal curse for all the righteous, and they will curse you, the sinners, forever. 7. For the chosen, there will be light, joy, and peace, and they will inherit the earth. But for you, the wicked, there will be a curse. 8. When wisdom is given to the chosen, they will live, and they will no longer commit wrongs, neither out of forgetfulness nor pride. Those who possess wisdom will be humble. 9. They will not sin again, and they will never be judged in all the days of their lives. They will not die from wrath or anger. Their days will be completed, and their lives will grow in peace. The years of their joy will increase in gladness and eternal peace, all the days of their lives. Trees, symbolizing the natural world and its order. Seas and rivers, representing the natural elements that fulfill God's plan. The chosen, those who remain faithful to God, granted wisdom and peace. The wicked, those who transgress God's laws, suffering the consequences of their actions. Chapter 6. 1. And it happened that when the descendants of men multiplied, in those days, beautiful daughters were born to them. 2. The angels, the sons of heaven, saw them and were captivated by their beauty. They said to each other, "Let us take wives for ourselves from the daughters of men, and let us father children with them." 3. And Semyaza, their leader, spoke to them, saying, "I am afraid that you may not agree to this act, and I will be the one to bear the burden of this great sin." 4. But they all responded to him, saying, "Let us swear an oath together and bind ourselves with curses, so that we will not alter this plan, but will ensure it is carried out." 5. And so they all swore an oath together, binding themselves with curses to fulfill the plan. 6. In total, there were 200 of them, and they descended upon Ardis, the summit of Mount Hermon. They named the mountain Hermon because they swore their oath and bound themselves with curses there. 7. The names of their leaders were Semyaza, the leader, Urakiba, Arakiel, Ramiel, Kokabeel, Tamiel, Ramiel, Daniel, Ezekiel, Barakiel, Asael, Armoros, Bat-Ariel, Ananel, Zakiel, Samziel, Sat-Ariel, Turiel, Yomiel, and Seriel. Refer to chapters 8 and 69. 8. These were the leaders of the 200 angels, along with all those who followed them. Angels, heavenly beings who descended to earth, driven by desire for human women. Ardis, the place on Mount Hermon where they swore their oath. Mount Hermon, a mountain linked to sacred and significant acts. Semyaza, the leader of the group, who initiated the plan. The other leaders, the chief fallen angels who participated in the oath. Chapter 7. 1. They took wives for themselves, each one choosing a woman. They began to have relations with them and were immoral. They taught them various magical arts and secrets, including the cutting of roots and trees. 2. The women became pregnant and gave birth to mighty giants. Their height was 3,000 cubits. 3. These giants consumed all the labor of mankind, until humans could no longer provide for them. 4. The giants turned on humanity, seeking to devour them. 5. They began to sin against the creatures of the air, the beasts, reptiles, and fish. They devoured each other's flesh and drank their blood. 6. The earth itself cried out against the lawless deeds of these beings. Angels and giants, heavenly beings who took human wives, resulting in the birth of powerful and destructive giants. The earth, a symbol of creation, which laments the disorder and violence caused by the fallen angels and their offspring. Chapter 8. 1. Azazel taught men how to make swords, daggers, shields, and breastplates. He also showed them how to craft bracelets, ornaments, and taught the art of enhancing the eyes and beautifying the eyelids, as well as the use of precious stones and colorful dyes. The world was transformed. 2. This led to great wickedness, much immorality, and they went astray. All their actions became corrupt. 3. Amezarach taught those who cast spells and cut roots, Armoros taught the release of spells, Barakiel instructed astrologers, Kokabeel taught the signs and omens, Tamiel imparted knowledge of astrology, and Israel revealed the path of the moon. 4. As humanity faced destruction, they cried out, and their voices reached heaven. Azazel, one of the fallen angels, teaching mankind forbidden arts. Amezarach, Armoros, Barakiel, Kokabeel, Tamiel, Israel, other fallen angels, each teaching humans various forms of forbidden knowledge, leading to widespread corruption. Chapter 9. 1. Then Michael, Gabriel, Suriel, and Uriel looked down from heaven and saw the great amount of blood being shed on the earth and all the wickedness being committed. 2. They said to one another, "Let the earth, devastated by these actions, cry out with the sound of their cries, reaching up to the gate of heaven." 3. And now, to you, holy ones of heaven, the souls of men complain, saying, "Bring our complaint before the Most High." 4. And they said to their Lord, the King, Lord of lords, God of gods, King of kings. Your glorious throne lasts through all the generations of the world, blessed and praised forever. 5. You have made everything, and all power over everything is in your hands. Everything is open and exposed before you, and you see all things, for nothing can be hidden from you. 6. See what Azazel has done, how he has taught all wickedness on the earth and revealed the eternal secrets made in heaven. 7. And Semiaza has revealed spells, the one to whom you gave authority to rule over those with him. 8. They entered into the daughters of men, took them as wives, became defiled, and shared these sins with them. 9. The women gave birth to giants, and as a result, the earth has been filled with blood and iniquity. 10. Now, behold, the souls that have died cry out and lament at the gate of heaven, and their cries have risen, but they cannot leave due to the wickedness being committed on the earth. 11. You know everything before it happens, and you know all the details of their actions. But you say nothing to us. What should we do with them in regards to this matter? Michael, Gabriel, Suriel, Uriel, archangels who watch over humanity and bring complaints to God. Azazel, a fallen angel who corrupted humanity with forbidden knowledge. Semiaza, another fallen angel who led the others into sin. The daughters of men, human women who became involved with the angels, giving birth to giants. The giants, offspring of the angels and human women, representing the corruption of the earth. Chapter 10. 1. Then the Most High, the Great and Holy One, spoke and sent Arsilalyr to the son of Lamech, saying to him, 2. Say to him in my name, hide yourself. And reveal to him the end that is coming, for the entire earth will be destroyed. A great flood is about to come upon the earth, and everything in it will be wiped out. 3. Now, teach him how to escape and ensure that his descendants survive for the sake of the whole earth. 4. And the Lord said to Raphael, bind Azazel by his hands and feet and cast him into darkness. Split open the desert in Dudiel and cast him there. 5. Throw sharp stones on him and cover him with darkness. Let him remain there forever, and cover his face so that he cannot see the light. 6. On the great day of judgment, cast him into the fire. 7. And restore the earth, which the angels have ruined. Proclaim its restoration. I will restore it so that not all of mankind shall perish because of the knowledge which the watchers taught to their sons. 8. The earth has been ruined by the teachings of Azazel. Against him, write, all sin. 9. The Lord said to Gabriel, go against the bastards, the reprobates, and the sons of the fornicators. Destroy the sons of the fornicators and the sons of the watchers from among men. Send them out to destroy one another in battle, they will not have long lives. 10. They will plead for mercy, but their pleas will be of no use, for they hope for eternal life, and each of them believes they will live 500 years. 11. And the Lord said to Michael, go inform Semiaza and the others who have defiled themselves with women in their impurity. 12. when all their sons kill each other, and they witness the destruction of their loved ones, bind them for 70 generations under the hills of the earth, until the day of their judgment and the end of all things. 13. In those days, they will be cast into the abyss of fire, where they will suffer in torment and imprisonment for all eternity. 14. Semyaza will be burned, and from then on, he and the others will be destroyed and bound together until the end of all generations. 15. Destroy all the souls of lust, and the sons of the watchers, for they have wronged mankind. 16. Erase all wickedness from the earth, and all evil deeds will cease. 17. Then the righteous will be humble, living long lives and begetting thousands. All their days, including the Sabbaths, will be filled with peace. 18. In those days, the earth will be cultivated in righteousness, filled with trees and blessings. 19. Pleasant trees and vines will be planted, and the vines will produce abundant fruit. Every seed sown will yield 1,000-fold, and olives will yield 10 baths of oil. 20. Cleanse the earth from all wrongdoing, iniquity, sin, and uncleanness that have been brought upon it. 21. All the sons of men will be righteous, and all nations will serve, bless, and worship me. 22. The earth will be cleansed from all corruption, sin, wrath, and torment, and I will never again send a flood upon it, for all generations, forever. Arsielalier, angel sent to warn Lamech's son about the coming flood. Azazel, a fallen angel, whose corrupt teachings led to much destruction. Raphael, Gabriel, Michael, archangels tasked with executing judgment. Semyaza, leader of the Watchers who led to humanity's corruption. The Watchers, fallen angels who taught mankind forbidden knowledge. The abyss of fire, the final destination for the wicked angels and their descendants. The restoration of earth, the promise of healing and righteousness following judgment. Chapter 11. 1. In those days, I will unlock the treasuries of blessings stored in heaven and pour them out onto the earth, upon the labor and efforts of mankind. 2. For all of eternity, peace and truth will be united, enduring through all generations. The treasuries of blessing, divine gifts and grace that will be released to benefit humanity. Peace and truth, a lasting union of harmony and righteousness that will last forever. Chapter 12. 1. Then Enoch disappeared, and none of the sons of men knew where he had been hidden, where he was, or what had happened to him. 2. All his actions were with the holy ones and with the Watchers during his days. 3. And I, Enoch, was blessing the great Lord, the King of eternity. And behold, the Watchers called to me, Enoch the scribe, and said to me, 4. Enoch, scribe of righteousness, go and inform the Watchers of heaven, those who have left the high heaven and the holy eternal place, who have corrupted themselves with women, doing as the sons of men do, taking wives for themselves and becoming completely corrupt on the earth. 5. They will have neither peace on earth, nor forgiveness for their sins, for they will not rejoice in their sons. 6. They will witness the slaughter of their beloved ones, and they will mourn the destruction of their sons forever. But they will receive neither mercy nor peace. Enoch, a righteous man who had close dealings with the holy ones and the Watchers. The Watchers, angels who left their heavenly abode and corrupted themselves with mankind. The high heaven, the sacred realm of the divine. The sons of men, human beings. The petition of the Watchers, their plea for mercy, which will not be granted due to their corruption. Chapter 13. 1. And Enoch went and said to Azazel, you will not have peace. A severe sentence has been passed against you, and you will be bound. 2. You will have no rest, no mercy, nor the granting of any petitions, because of the wrong you have taught, and because of all the works of blasphemy, iniquity, and sin you have shown to the sons of men. 3. Then I went and spoke to all of them together, and they were all afraid, fear and trembling seized them. 4. They asked me to write out a record of their petition, so that they might receive forgiveness, and to take their petition before the Lord in heaven. 5. for they could not speak from that moment, nor lift their eyes to heaven, out of shame for the sins they had committed and for which they had been condemned. 6. So I wrote out the record of their petition, their supplication for their spirits, the deeds of each one of them, and what they asked for, that they might receive absolution and forbearance. 7. I then went and sat by the waters of Dan, in Dan, which is southwest of Hermon, and I read the record of their petition until I fell asleep. 8. And behold, a dream came to me, and visions fell upon me, and I saw a vision of wrath, where I was instructed to speak to the sons of heaven and reprove them. 9. I woke up and went to them, and they were all sitting together in mourning, in Ubalseel, which is between Lebanon and Sinir, with their faces covered. 10. I spoke before them all the visions that I had seen in my sleep, and began to rebuke the watchers of heaven with these words. Azazel, a leader of the fallen angels, held accountable for his teachings and deeds. The watchers of heaven, angels who descended and corrupted mankind. Ubalseel, a place located between Lebanon and Sinir, where the fallen angels were mourning. Chapter 14. 1. This book is a word of righteousness and correction for the watchers from eternity, as the Holy and Great One commanded in the vision. 2. In my sleep, I saw what I am now about to reveal, speaking through the flesh and breath given to men, so they may speak and understand with their hearts. 3. Just as God created men to comprehend knowledge, He created me to correct the watchers, the sons of heaven. 4. I wrote down their petition, but in my vision, it appeared that their request would not be granted for all eternity. The judgment upon them is final, and they will not find peace. 5. From now on, they will never ascend to heaven, for it is decreed that they will remain bound on earth forever. 6. Before that, they will witness the destruction of their beloved sons, but they will not find joy in them, they will fall before the sword. 7. Their petition will be of no use, neither for their children nor for themselves. While they weep and plead, they will not speak a word from the records I have written. 8. I had a vision that clouds called me, mist summoned me, and the path of stars and flashes of lightning rushed me forward. Winds carried me and lifted me into the sky. 9. I traveled until I came to a wall made of hailstones, with a tongue of fire surrounding it, and it filled me with fear. 10. I entered the tongue of fire and saw a house built of hailstones, its walls like a mosaic of ice, and its floor made of snow. 11. The roof shone like the stars, and fiery cherubim were present among them, and their sky appeared as water. 12. A fire burned around the wall, and the doors were ablaze with fire. 13. I entered the house, and it was both intensely hot and chillingly cold. It offered neither comfort nor life, fear overwhelmed me, and trembling took hold of me. 14. In my trembling, I fell on my face. 15. In the vision, I saw another house, even larger than the first, and all its doors were open before me. It was built of a tongue of fire. 16. Its glory, splendor, and size were beyond description, it was magnificent beyond measure. 17. The floor was fire, the roof like lightning and the stars, and above was a consuming fire. 18. Inside, I saw a high throne, its appearance like ice, and surrounding it was the radiance of the sun, and the sound of cherubim. 19. From under the throne flowed rivers of fire, making it impossible to gaze upon. 20. The one who sits in glory was on that throne, his attire brighter than the sun, whiter than snow. 21. No angel could enter, and no mortal could look at the one who is honored and praised. 22. A sea of fire burned around him, and a great fire stood in front of him. None of those around him could come near, for he needed no counsel. 23. The holy ones near him remained day and night without departing. 24. Until then, I had a covering over my face due to trembling. But the Lord called me by name and said, "Come here, Enoch, to my holy word." 25. He lifted me up and brought me near the door, and I looked down, still covering my face. The watchers of heaven, angels who descended and corrupted mankind. The vision reveals the divine judgment and the eternal separation of the fallen angels from the heavenly realm. Chapter 15. 1. And he spoke to me, saying with his voice, Listen. Do not be afraid, Enoch, you righteous one and scribe of righteousness. Come here and hear my words. 2. Go and speak to the watchers of heaven who sent you to make petitions on their behalf. You should be interceding for the children of men, not the other way around. 3. Why have you forsaken the high, holy, and eternal heaven to defile yourselves with women, taking wives for yourselves and following the ways of mankind, producing giant offspring? 4. You were once spiritual, holy, and eternal, but you have become unclean through union with women, fathering children through human blood, and desiring the blood of men, creating flesh and blood like mortal beings who perish and decay. 5. For this reason, I gave women to men, so they could bear children, thus fulfilling the works on earth. 6. However, you are spiritual, living an eternal life throughout all generations. 7. That is why I did not appoint wives for you, the dwelling place of the spiritual is in heaven. 8. Now, the giants born of flesh and blood will be called evil spirits on earth, and their dwelling will be on the earth. 9. These evil spirits will emerge from their bodies because their origin was from above. They were created by the holy watchers, their foundation and first creation. They will be known as the spirits of the evil ones. 10. The spirits of heaven will dwell in heaven, while the spirits of the earth, born from it, will remain on earth. 11. The spirits of the giants will commit evil deeds, corrupt, attack, and bring destruction. They will cause grief, and they will not eat or drink, they will remain invisible. 12. These spirits will rise up against humanity, and against women, because they came from them during the days of violence and destruction. The watchers, fallen angels who descended to earth. Evil spirits, the corrupt spirits of the giants, whose origins stemmed from the union between the watchers and human women. Chapter 16. 1. And as for the death of the giants, wherever their spirits have left their bodies, their flesh will be destroyed before the judgment. They will be annihilated until the day of the great consummation, during the great age, when the watchers and the wicked ones will be judged. 2. And now, to the watchers who sent you to make petitions on their behalf, those who were once in heaven. 3. You were in heaven, but its secrets had not yet been revealed to you. You knew a meaningless mystery, which you revealed to women, causing evil to grow on earth through the hardness of your hearts. 4. Therefore, say to them, you will not have peace. The watchers, angels who descended to earth and taught forbidden knowledge. The great consummation, the final judgment of the watchers and the impious. Chapter 17. 1. And they took me to a place where the beings were like burning fire, yet when they desired, they took the appearance of men. 2. They led me to a place of storm, to a towering mountain whose peak reached into heaven. 3. There, I saw luminous places, and at the furthest ends, thunder and deep darkness, with a bow of fire, arrows and their quivers, a sword of fire, and all the flashes of lightning. 4. They brought me to the water of life, as it is called, and to the fire of the west, which receives the setting sun. 5. I came to a river of fire, flowing like water, pouring into the great sea in the west. 6. I saw all the great rivers and reached the great darkness, where all flesh must walk. 7. I saw the mountains of the darkness of winter and the place where the waters of the depths emerge. 8. And I beheld the mouths of all the rivers of the earth and the entrance to the abyss. Water of life, a source of divine sustenance. Fire of the west, possibly a reference to the purifying or consuming fire at the world's edge. The great darkness, a realm of the dead or a place of judgment. Chapter 18. 1. And I saw the storehouses of all the winds and how he used them to adorn all creation. I beheld the very foundations of the earth. 2. I saw the cornerstone of the earth and the four winds that uphold both the earth and the sky. 3. I witnessed how the winds stretched the height of heaven, positioning themselves between heaven and earth as the pillars of heaven. 4. I saw the winds that move the sky and control the setting of the sun and all the stars. 5. And I saw the winds upon the earth that support the clouds, as well as the pathways of the angels. I reached the end of the earth and beheld the firmament of heaven above. 6. Moving southward, I found a place burning day and night, where 7 mountains of precious stones stood, 3 to the east and 3 to the south. 7. The eastern mountains were made of colored stone, 1 of pearl, and 1 of healing stone, while those to the south were of red stone. 8. The central mountain reached up to heaven, resembling the Lord's throne, made of stibium, with a sapphire top. 9. I saw a burning fire and the wonders contained within the mountains. 10. Beyond the great earth, I came upon a place where the waters gathered together. 11. I saw a deep chasm in the earth with pillars of heavenly fire, and among them, fiery columns from heaven were falling, both their height and depth were immeasurable. 12. Beyond this chasm lay a desolate place without sky above or earthly foundation below, without water or birds, only a barren wasteland. 13. There, I saw a dreadful sight, 7 stars, like enormous burning mountains. 14. And as if a spirit was questioning me, an angel said, "This is the boundary of heaven and earth, the prison for the stars of heaven and the host of heaven." 15. The stars that roll in the fire are those that transgressed the Lord's command from the beginning of their rising, for they did not appear at their appointed times. 16. And so, in his anger, he bound them until the time of their judgment, in the year of mystery. Pillars of heaven, forces or structures believed to uphold the sky. Stibium, a dark, metallic mineral, often used as coal in ancient times. Year of mystery, a reference to the divine timeline of judgment and fulfillment. Chapter 19. 1. And Uriel said to me, "Here shall stand the spirits of the angels who were unfaithful, taking human wives and corrupting mankind. Assuming many forms, they deceived men, leading them into impurity and causing them to offer sacrifices to demons as if they were gods. They will remain here until the great day of judgment, when their fate shall be sealed, and they shall be destroyed forever." 2. And as for their wives, who enticed the angels of heaven into sin, they will ultimately find peace. 3. And I, Enoch, alone witnessed this vision, the boundaries of all creation, and no other man has seen what I have seen. Uriel, one of the archangels, known as the angel of wisdom and judgment. The great judgment day, the final divine reckoning for fallen angels and sinners. Chapter 20. 1. And these are the names of the holy angels who watch over creation. 2. Uriel, one of the holy angels, is entrusted with the spirits of men. 3. Rogel, one of the holy angels, executes justice upon the world and the celestial lights. 4. Michael, one of the holy angels, is appointed over the righteous among humanity in the chosen nations. 5. Serachiel, one of the holy angels, governs the spirits of those who lead others into sin. 6. Gabriel, one of the holy angels, is given authority over the serpents, the garden, and the cherubim. Uriel, the angel of wisdom and judgment. Rogel, the enforcer of divine justice. Michael, the protector of God's people. Serachiel, the angel overseeing sinful spirits. Gabriel, the messenger and guardian of sacred places. Chapter 21. 1. And I traveled to a desolate place where nothing had been created. 2. I saw a dreadful sight, neither the heights of heaven nor the firm foundation of the earth, but a barren and terrifying expanse. 3. There, I beheld 7 stars of heaven, bound together upon it, resembling great mountains and burning like fire. 4. Then I asked, "For what transgression have they been bound, and why have they been cast into this place?" 5. Uriel, one of the holy angels, who guided me, spoke and said, "Enoch, for whom do you inquire? About whom do you ask and show concern?" 6. These are the stars that defied the command of the Most High, and they are bound here until the completion of 10,000 ages, the measure of their punishment. 7. From there, I journeyed to another place, more dreadful than the first, and saw an awe-inspiring sight, a vast fire, burning and raging, with a chasm extending deep into the abyss, filled with towering pillars of fire that had been cast down. Its depth and extent were beyond my sight, nor could I see its origin. 8. Then I said, how dreadful is this place, and how agonizing to behold. 9. And Uriel, one of the holy angels who was with me, answered, saying, Enoch, why do you tremble in fear before this terrifying place of torment? 10. And he said to me, this is the prison of the fallen angels, and here they shall be confined forever. Uriel, the angel of wisdom and judgment. The 7 stars, angels who defied God's command. The abyss, a place of punishment for the rebellious celestial beings. Chapter 22. 1. And from there, I was led to another place, where I beheld in the west a towering mountain, a firm rock, and 4 magnificent chambers. 2. Within, they were deep, vast, and polished smooth. How effortlessly they curved, and how dark and profound they appeared. 3. Then Raphael, one of the holy angels accompanying me, explained, saying, these splendid chambers are designated to receive the spirits of the deceased. They were formed for this purpose, so that the souls of the sons of men might be gathered here. 4. These places were prepared to keep them until the day of judgment in their appointed time, a time that will stretch long until the great judgment arrives upon them. 5. And I observed the spirits of the departed crying out, their voices rising to heaven in lament. 6. Then I inquired of Raphael, the angel guiding me, and asked, whose spirit is this that lifts its voice to heaven in complaint? 7. And he responded, saying, this is the spirit of Abel, whom Cain, his brother, slew. He will continue to cry out until the lineage of Cain is wiped from the earth, until none of his descendants remain among the sons of men. 8. Then I questioned further regarding the division of the spirits and said, why are some separated from others? 9. And he answered, these 3 divisions exist to separate the spirits of the dead. 1 chamber holds the souls of the righteous, here is a spring of water, and upon it shines a great light. 10. Another place has been designated for sinners, those who have perished and been buried without facing judgment in their lifetime. 11. Here, their souls are held for torment, awaiting the great day of judgment and eternal punishment, a day of wrath upon those who have blasphemed. Here, they shall remain bound forever, for he has decreed it from the beginning of the world. 12. Another chamber is for those who cry out for justice, who plead for vengeance against those who murdered them in the age of sinners. 13. And yet another place has been prepared for those who were not righteous, for sinners steeped in iniquity, who will share the fate of the wicked. But their souls shall not be destroyed on the day of judgment, nor shall they rise again from this place. 14. Then I blessed the Lord of glory, saying, blessed be my Lord, the Lord of glory and righteousness, who reigns over all for eternity. Raphael, one of the holy angels, known as the healer and guide. Abel, the son of Adam and Eve, slain by his brother Cain. The 3 divisions, chambers prepared for the spirits of the righteous, the sinners, and those who cry out for justice. Chapter 23. 1. And from there, I journeyed to another place, towards the west, to the very ends of the earth. 2. I beheld a fire that blazed and flowed ceaselessly, never pausing in its course, neither by day nor by night, but continuing in the same manner without rest. 3. Then I inquired, saying, what is this fire that never ceases? 4. And Rogel, one of the holy angels accompanying me, answered and said, this unending flame, whose motion you observe towards the west, is the celestial fire of all the lights of heaven. Rogel, one of the holy angels, known as the angel of justice. The lights of heaven, a reference to celestial bodies such as stars and their divine fire. Chapter 24. 1. and from there, I traveled to another region of the earth, where I was shown a mountain of fire that blazed continuously, both day and night. 2. As I moved closer, I saw 7 magnificent mountains, each distinct from the other, adorned with precious and beautiful stones, their radiance glorious, and their structure remarkably formed. 3 of these mountains stood towards the east, stacked firmly upon one another, and 3 towards the south, also set one upon another, with deep and rugged valleys separating them, distant from each other. 3. In the midst of them was a 7th mountain, towering over the rest, resembling the seat of a throne, and encircled by fragrant trees. For among these trees was one unlike anything I had ever encountered, exuding a fragrance beyond all known sense. No other tree compared to it in beauty or aroma. Its leaves, flowers, and wood never withered, and its fruit was good to eat, resembling clusters of dates on a palm tree. 5. Then I marveled, saying, Behold, this wondrous tree! How beautiful it is to behold! Its leaves are pleasing, and its fruit is delightful in appearance. 6. Then Michael, one of the holy and honored angels, who was with me and held authority over these wonders, spoke. Michael, a chief archangel known as the protector of humanity and leader of the heavenly armies. Chapter 25. 1. And Michael answered me, saying, Enoch, why do you ask about the fragrance of this tree, and why do you seek to learn about it? 2. Then I, Enoch, replied, I desire to know about everything, but especially about this tree. 3. And he answered, saying, This high mountain, whose summit you saw resembling the throne of the Lord, is indeed the throne where the Holy and Great One, the Lord of glory, the eternal King, will sit when he descends to bless the earth forever. 4. As for this beautiful and fragrant tree, no mortal has the authority to touch it until the great judgment, when he will bring all things to completion and execute vengeance upon the wicked. Then, it will be granted to the righteous and the humble. 5. Its fruit will bestow life upon the chosen, and it will be planted in a sacred place toward the north, by the house of the Lord, the eternal King. 6. There, the righteous will rejoice with great joy, and they will inhale its fragrance into their very bones, granting them long life on earth, just as their forefathers lived. And in their days, sorrow, pain, toil, and punishment shall no longer afflict them. 7. Then I blessed the Lord of glory, the eternal King, for preparing such gifts for the righteous and for having created them for their sake. Michael, a chief archangel, throne of the Lord, the divine seat of judgment and glory, the tree, a symbol of eternal life and divine blessing. Chapter 26. 1. And from there, I went to the center of the earth and saw a blessed place, full of water, where branches sprouted from a tree that had been cut down, yet remained alive. 2. There, I saw a holy mountain, and beneath it, to its east, a river flowed southward. 3. To the east, I saw another mountain of equal height, and between them, a deep and narrow valley with a stream running through it. 4. To the west of this mountain stood another, lower in height, with a valley between them. At the end of these 3 mountains, there were more deep and dry valleys. 5. All the valleys were narrow and of hard rock, with trees growing upon them. 6. I marveled at the rock formations in the valleys, and I was utterly amazed. Center of the earth, possibly Jerusalem or a sacred location, the holy mountain, a divine or prophetic site, the tree, symbolizing resilience and divine restoration. Chapter 27. 1. I asked, what is the meaning of this blessed land full of trees and the cursed valley in its midst? 2. Raphael, one of the holy angels accompanying me, explained, this accursed valley is designated for those condemned eternally. It is where all who speak ill of the Lord, who utter inappropriate and defiant words against his glory, will be gathered. It will serve as their place of judgment. 3. At the end of time, there will be a righteous judgment before the righteous, and they will witness this judgment forever. Here, the merciful will praise the Lord of glory, the eternal King. 4. During their judgment, they will praise him for his mercy, as he has determined their fate. 5. I, too, praised the Lord of glory, acknowledging his greatness, as was fitting. Cursed Valley, a place symbolizing eternal punishment for those who defy divine authority, righteous judgment, a future event where the righteous will witness divine justice upon the wicked. Chapter 28. 1. From there, I journeyed eastward to the heart of the mountain in the wilderness, and I saw nothing but desert. 2. Yet, the desert was abundant with trees growing from a special seed, and water flowed abundantly from above, nourishing the land. 3. The stream that flowed toward the northwest appeared to be vast, with spray and mist rising from it on all sides. Wilderness Mountain, a desolate area transformed by divine water to bring life and growth. Chapter 29. 1. I then traveled to another location, away from the wilderness, and came close to the eastern side of the mountain. 2. There, I encountered trees of judgment, their vessels filled with the fragrance of incense and myrrh, and I noticed that each tree was distinct in appearance. Trees of judgment, symbolic trees, each representing a different aspect of divine judgment, known for their unique fragrances. Chapter 30. 1. Above the mountains of the east, not far from there, I saw another place, valleys filled with water that never ran dry. 2. In this place, I observed a beautiful tree, its fragrance resembling that of mastic. 3. Along the banks of these valleys, I saw fragrant cinnamon, and beyond them, I journeyed further east. Mastic, a resin from the mastic tree, often used in incense and perfumes. Cinnamon, a spice known for its fragrant bark, often associated with aromatic qualities in ancient texts. Chapter 31. 1. I saw another mountain, on which trees grew, and water flowed from it, resembling nectar, known as styrax and galbanum. 2. Beyond this mountain, I saw yet another, where aloe trees grew. These trees bore a fruit resembling almonds, though it was hard. 3. When this fruit was taken, its fragrance surpassed all others. Styrax, a resin from the styrax tree, used for its sweet fragrance. Galbanum, a resin used in incense and perfumes, known for its strong, earthy scent. Aloe, a plant known for its medicinal and aromatic qualities. Chapter 32. 1. Looking to the north, over the mountains, I saw 7 mountains filled with fine nard, and fragrant trees of cinnamon and pepper. 2. From there, I traveled over the summits of those mountains, far to the east, crossing over the Red Sea, passing the angel Zodiel, until I reached the Garden of Righteousness. 3. In the garden, I saw many large, beautiful trees, with a sweet fragrance. These were the trees of wisdom, from which one eats to gain great wisdom. 4. These trees resembled the carob tree, with fruit like grapes on a vine, very beautiful, and their scent spread far and wide. 5. I marveled at this tree, how beautiful and pleasing it is. 6. The holy angel Raphael, who was with me, responded, saying, "This is the tree of wisdom, from which your ancient father and mother ate and gained wisdom." Their eyes were opened, and they realized they were naked, and they were cast out of the garden. Zodiel, an angelic figure mentioned here as a guide or messenger. Carob tree, known for its edible pods, often used as a food source in ancient times. The tree of wisdom refers to the tree in Eden, which Adam and Eve ate from, leading to their awareness of good and evil. Chapter 33. 1. From there, I traveled to the ends of the earth and saw large animals, each distinct from the others, and birds with different forms, beauty, and calls, each unique. 2. To the east of these creatures, I saw the ends of the earth, where heaven rests, and the open gates of heaven. 3. I witnessed the stars of heaven emerging and counted the gates through which they passed. I recorded all their outlets, each one individually, noting their numbers. I also wrote down their names, positions, times, and months, as the angel Uriel, who was with me, instructed. For Uriel revealed everything to me, and I documented it all, including their names, laws, and functions. Uriel, one of the archangels, often associated with wisdom and knowledge. Constellations, groups of stars forming patterns, historically significant in many cultures for navigation and symbolism. Chapter 34. 1. From there, I journeyed north to the ends of the earth, where I saw a great and glorious wonder at the very edge of the earth. 2. I discovered 3 gates of heaven, through each of which the north winds emerge. When they blow, they bring cold, hail, hoarfrost, snow, fog, and rain. 3. From one gate, the winds blow for good, however, when they pass through the other 2 gates, they blow with force, bringing torment to the earth, causing great harm. Hoarfrost, frost formed on surfaces when the temperature drops below freezing, creating a white, icy appearance. The winds are metaphorically linked to divine forces bringing blessings or suffering. Chapter 35. 1. From there, I traveled westward to the very ends of the earth, and I saw 3 open gates, just as I had seen in the east. These gates had the same number of openings and outlets, allowing the winds to pass through. The repetition of 3 gates in different directions suggests a structured cosmic order governing the elements. Chapter 36. 1. From there, I traveled south to the ends of the earth, where I saw 3 gates of heaven standing open, from which the south wind emerged, carrying mist, rain, and strong gusts of wind. 2. Then, I moved eastward to the farthest reaches of heaven and saw 3 eastern gates of heaven open, with smaller gates positioned above them. 3. Through these smaller gates, the stars of heaven passed as they journeyed westward, following the path assigned to them. 4. Upon witnessing this, I bless the Lord of glory and will continue to praise him, for he has created great and glorious wonders to reveal the magnificence of his works to his angels and to humanity. Through his divine creation, all beings may recognize his supreme power, admire his handiwork, and offer eternal praise. South wind, often associated with warmth, rain, and seasonal change. The gates of heaven symbolize divine order, controlling celestial movements and natural forces.